Hi! One of the things I wanted to do is kind of do a reply to one of the comments that were left on my board, which was kind of a depiction on people will treat you a certain way because of how you feel and what you put out. And I kind of agree with this comment, yes and no. The reason why I do agree with this is because yes, it's good to have good self-esteem. It's good to present yourself in a way where you believe in yourself, where you are saying to the other people around you that this is just, this is you, this is how you are. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about getting through the day. I'm talking about the little preconceptions people put on you. And let's not pretend that they don't. If you're a big girl and you're sitting on a train and you're shoving a donut in your mouth, people are looking at you and making a judgment call. Now, this can change later on. This can be something completely different later on once they get to know you. But I've lived my life where people have gotten to know me and say, "You're completely different than what I ever thought you would be." And I say, "Well, what did you think I was?" And of course, I have really honest friends, and I have friends who are like, "I thought you were going to be the greatest." And, the honest ones come out and say, "I thought you would be lazy." To be honest with you, I thought that you would be everything but what you are. And I enjoy honesty. I feed off of honesty. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm choosing to do this online, is kind of to be honest with the world. It is not easy being someone who's overweight. It's not a crutch, though, either. And I think some people I don't want people to say, "You have to accept me." I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you do have to go through stages where you have to realize, I feel personally, that I have to realize, why am I overweight? And if I am overweight, how can I be happy as I am now without getting worse? See, because I feel like the biggest problem is people who are overweight don't leave their house. They just, all of a sudden, everything just comes down to this one thing where they just don't ever want to leave their house again because they're overweight. They used to be the prom queen and now they're the cake. It's like, and so they don't leave. And I think this is where the problem comes in. That fear, that dread is what sets in. And I'm kind of looking for that reason, for that issue there. And I think what stops people from going from point A to point B is really where my situation is. Now, I am a very active person. I go to school and I deal with a lot of people. And every day I deal with people either making judgment calls on me or either actually taking a chance to get to know me. And I have to be honest, I am, like I said, I do have self-esteem. I walk around, I have style. It looks like I have a healthy sense of self. And I represent myself that way. But that doesn't mean people aren't going to think I'm lazy. That doesn't mean that they're not going to take a judgment call on me and try to peg me and fit me into this little box that they've created. And I think that's really the problem with today's society, is that everybody, as soon as they meet you, they're trying to fit you in this box, and they want you to fit in that exactly to what they thought you were going to be. I mean, if you're blonde, naturally, they want to see if you're a dumb blonde, if you fit in that box. It's just this whole thing, this psychological thing where, do you fit? And so people right away peg you and they want to know if you fit in there. It's like, if you've never been to college, then you must be stupid. Well, I've met plenty of people who've never been to college and not stupid, but people want to peg them. They want to say you are. Oh, you're fat, so guess what? Be self-conscious. This is what you are. You overeat, you're lazy, and you're self-conscious about yourself. And I think in a lot of respects, that's their own comfort zone. They want to say, "I know you. I don't need to get a chance to get to know you. I already know who you are and what you're about just by looking at you." Is it wrong? Yes, of course it's wrong. But let's not pretend. I mean, I've stepped into plenty of places and I've gone for jobs and I've talked to people, and I do admit, like, the weight thing has become an issue. It's always going to become an issue. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to see how the other half lives. Of course, there'll always be another thing that I have to go through, but it's just, I mean, I kind of don't want to rant this long, but really it's just all about that. So I don't think it's simple enough to come on and say we need to have self-esteem. I really don't think it's that simple. I don't think it's simple enough to say that people should judge you by how you carry yourself, because that's just not the real world. You know, I really believe in staying in the real world here. And I remember I was standing in the restroom the other day at work, and I came out and I said, wow, I'm going to the gym tonight. And someone came, this girl who was next to me came out and said, why? And she goes, oh, wow. I said, because I'm fat. You know, like, I'm trying to build myself to be healthy because I'm blunt like that. And she comes out and she says, you're not fat. And I said, yes, I am. And she was like ready to battle me on whether or not I'm fat or not. And I'm like, I am fat. Please don't tell me I'm not. That's what I am. And I think that, you know, it's like, it's not an ugly word to say. It's not an ugly word to say that you're fat. It's not a big deal. You know what's ugly? I don't go out. I don't eat. I don't actually want to survive. That's ugly. Those are ugly things that people can come out and say that's like, wow, that's really morbid. But to come out and say, I'm fat, yeah, I need to deal with this. This is my issue. Something totally different. But to tell me and try to convince me that I'm not, I don't want to be delusional. And I think that you see a lot of people out there who want to be delusional. So a lot of girls who right away come out and say, you know, they're big, and they come out and they say, I am the shit, I am the bomb, I am beautiful, I'm this and I'm that. And yes, you are. You are beautiful. But no, you're not the goddess. No, you're not better than better than all the supermodels in the world. No, you're probably average like everyone else. I don't believe in building up your self-esteem up to a point where you're full of it. It's not true. That's not what you believe. It is not the truth. You go home every day like everyone else and you look in the mirror and you say, am I really what I say I am? Like everyone else does. I'm pretty sure even supermodels go home and say, am I really this beautiful? You know, I've noticed that the most beautiful people in the world are the most self-conscious people in the world. And I think this is not only an issue, this is an issue for everyone. And I feel like we should be in reality here. And I don't know. This was like my reality moment. And probably some people aren't going to like what I say, and some people are going to probably agree. I don't know. But it's just a moment to come out and realize this is the truth. I'm fat and I'm working on it to be healthy so I can live longer. That's true. Do I like myself? Do I think I'm beautiful? Yes, I do. I think I have a very pretty face, very pretty eyes, and I just want to enhance that. That's all. Am I a bad person? No, I'm actually a pretty good person. I've developed my sense of self up to this point to be something not selfish, not to be superficial, to be someone that has a very beautiful side to them. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. So, am I in reality? Yeah. The reality is I'm fat. The reality is I'm working out. The reality is I've come to a point in my life where I do want a little change. And I think it's healthy, and I think people need to realize that sometimes there is a change. If you're happy being big, then you're happy being big. That's fine. But if you are, does not mean that people do not make judgment calls on you. They do. You, as well as everyone else who's big, knows that already. They all make judgment calls on us until they get to know us. So, that's kind of like ranting, sorry. I don't know, I just felt like coming out and saying that. Thank you. Sorry for all the ranting.